Zooming. So let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Who wants to lead? Anybody? Pat, you can lead the pledge.
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We don't have any guests, do we, online or? No. Someone named
Gary.
Gary. We have
Gary's our
Gary on
guest.
We have the guest of Gary, who's just getting used to us all. I'm like G for the guest. So, okay, so Gary's to be online. All right, anybody have any issues with last month's minutes at all? For our fabulous minute taker? No? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Yes.
Anybody want to second that? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And I assume nobody wants to chat during privilege of the floor since we don't have guests. You can all talk anytime you want to. Shauna, any reports from the development office?
We are very busy. That's my report. We have a full agenda for October. We're gonna have a full agenda for November. We have a lot happening. Popeyes was just approved the last meeting.
How many signs are they getting?
They're asking for 8. They are allowed 2. So I'm hoping that they are just given 2. I think 8 is out of control, but that'll be on the zoning board of appeals agenda in 2 weeks. Yep. So that agenda is full too. They're looking at 5 variance applications, which is more than their maximum. So we're asking a lot of the ZBA this month. Yep. So
Is
Yeah.
it 8 signs you said?
8.
Just for the one location?
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
Not out through the town.
So no, but for instance, they have like what's the plume of is it? I don't know, with the chicken head, right?
comb?
The comb, yes. The comb, the fan of they're saying it's not a sign. I'm saying it's a sign. It's a chicken. I could tell it's part of its head. So we've been going back and forth. So anyways, they're asking.
So you're
for 8.
fighting over a chicken butt? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
chicken butt.
Okay, good.
So we'll see what happens.
They wouldn't want it. Of course it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
That's great. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Oh, no, not right. Not really.
CIC, before you give something, Pat, I just want everybody to know, I just shared this around to everybody. And I apologize, I copied my highlighted one, so you might see some grade things. But this is from, which month was this one? This was September 6th, when Kevin Mulvaney
Oh,
came. I just want
Kevin's.
everybody to be aware of it, and maybe there might be some information you would enjoy in there. And I or someone can email you it if you would prefer it in email, but I just wanted everybody to see it in case you're interested. So
There's a lot of really interesting information.
Yes.
From this meeting.
I didn't even get all the way through it. so
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
holy
was-
cow. this
I mean,
is
it's
like-
like I
full of
can send it to
facts.
anyone. who
yeah,
wants
I'm like, there's so much information in here. So it's
Yeah.
very ECB-ish information. So.
ECB-ish.
Did we get an algae bloom?
I don't think
No.
that we did yet this
You
year.
said it was very light.
Yeah. This was talking about the algal bloom from last October. So I don't know, actually on this day in October of last year. So who knows, maybe something, they could still get one, I suppose, but no, this year seemed to be, and I don't know why. But sorry.
Problem solved.
Come
We
on
don't
in,
need to worry about it.
Right.
One of the interesting things Kevin talked about was permeable pavers.
Okay,
And he basically talked about how they're like concrete after a
Mhm.
while.
Yeah.
Because they're not maintained.
that's one of the problems we were seeing on East Street. Actually, we went and looked at the permeable pavers that are right on the very edge of the VA property, just before you get to East Street, the town side of East Street. There's a permeable parking lot, and they sealed it. And it's literally, I mean, it's like worse than it would have been if it had just been a regular paved parking lot. So I would imagine pavers would have been a better solution than that, at least. So but that's what they did. So
One of the interesting things I saw in Syracuse was permeable asphalt they used on a basketball court, an outdoor basketball court. And the basketballs bounced just like usual, but it made no sound.
really,
Really?
It
That's
would be
interesting.
Absolutely the best thing in the world if you have a basketball court like in the middle of the development.
Yeah.
It was really great and water just ran through.
That's
So
really
it was
interesting.
dry amazingly fast.
Hmm.
And it was used a lot. It was in the middle of a bunch of low-income housing things.
And that would be something you'd probably care for properly, because when it's a
Well,
road and they're plowing it,
Nobody is
Right.
doing anything that's carrying gravel
Yeah.
into it.
yeah.
It was just amazing. They gave us basketballs to bounce on it, just nothing. It was.
It's another world.
It was. I thought, oh, this would be perfect
This is
for
weird.
any place where there are houses around.
Yeah,
Because the kids could play and nobody would be annoyed with the whack, 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 whack. You know.
something to think about for Ananda too, even.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they hear you bouncing.
Yeah.
Not that
I
those
can't
kids-
imagine being the
Right.
worst player in the Williams Worth 1978 varsity team. I mean, the worst. I can't imagine the game without the bounce. I mean, that's where you know
Where it is.
it's, yeah.
Well, but it bounced. It did not impair the bounce at all. It's
Just the noise.
took the sound out, just most of it.
But did the sneakers squeak?
Oh, right.
Really?
That's a
Not
good
really.
one. Really, that's
No,
funny.
But it was really a terrific outdoor basketball
cool.
court in that park.
That's
It was just-
amazing.
yeah. I would love to see it replicated around.
Yeah,
What's the
idea.
development down there with the creek, the new one? Back of,
Pierce Brook?
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would have been
I
a
was just-
perfect place to put something like that.
I was just saying to Shauna, we have that basketball court at Ononda. When that needs a
Mhm.
refresher, that might be a good idea.
Well, even the one at Outhouse,
Mhm.
because there's so many drainage issues.
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's always wet at that.
Yeah.
Mm, It
It's
needs
always
to be
wet.
permeable. yeah.
No, it was really impressive. It was great.
Pat, did you have anything else you wanted to share from CIC?
Well, one after that was Terry.
That was good too.
Terry just gave us an update on all the kinds of projects that might happen.
Planning public works and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
things that have to happen for other things to happen. I think the bigger part of the discussion was the Farmington, Canada Farmington water line
Water lines,
service,
yeah.
and there's a tank on Rickyard, is it?
Mhm, Yep,
That's a
Yes.
50-year-old tank, and that is in need of replacement.
it's locked out, yeah.
Yeah, so, certain things can't happen unless the
Mhm.
utilities are beefed up. Some of the projects that want to come in,
Mhm.
people need water, people need sewer, and
Did he mention anything about the transfer facility?
he
Yes.
said that one there, maybe within another, not next year, but the following.
2024.
Yeah, so if everybody, I don't know if everybody's aware, but we're planning on replacing our transfer facility and building something kind of in that direction over there. And they're
Yeah.
going through preliminary plans in the Planning Public Works Committee meeting. And, there's a couple things too that, that we might want to suggest as well. I had a meeting with Sarah Reynolds and Caitlin McCumsky, who's now with the county. And one of the things they were talking about is potentially having a swap area at the,
Oh,
at
that's a
the future
really good
transfer
idea.
station. That there's a little small amount of funding that might be available to help with that. But I could use some environmental fans to help me encourage in that direction.
So like you want, I think Victor has, right?
They
That's
do,
pretty
yeah.
successful and they have
Mhm.
staff dedicated to
You-
it.
The problem is you need to either have volunteer or staffers, someone needs to staff it because there's certain things that just truly are garbage. And the other problem is, of course, if you're bringing grandma's chair and someone sees it and you realize it's never going to be something someone picks up, then suddenly you've got to be paying for grandma's chair. So that's to dispose of it. And that's never a fun conversation to have. So, so it's not always the easiest thing to staff either. So, that's a possibility that would also help really reduce some trash, I think, for folks if we had a free swap area too.
Is that something that could be offset with how much we recycle and the disposable bin basically gets out there?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, we're looking for all sorts of ways to be reducing trash for everybody right now.
Can we just charge people for it?
Well, and that's, they might be putting scales into it
I
because
think
we might
that's-
be charging people by weight, which that alone, I think would reduce some people's trash usage if they had to pay
Absolutely.
for the amount of weight that they were disposing. We also currently get a lot of people who are not really from the town that are disposing things, and we get a lot of construction debris here as well too, so. But anyway, it's, that planning public works committee meeting. Sometimes if you ever see anything about the transfer facility on the agenda for it, it's worth, popping by. It's always 9 or 10 on a Friday, so
Yeah.
10, it's 10 on a Friday, so.
Is there some partnership with the city on the transfer station? Did I
I believe
read
so,
something?
yes. They come, I believe, after, like later in the day on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
City residents have yeah, I don't know all the details, Gary. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
not my
Yeah,
area of expertise, but yes, the city does come later in the day.
okay.
So there is a reason why people are from the city are disposing of trash
Mhm.
there. So. I don't have anything specifically from the ordinance committee, other than I thought you guys should probably know they're really heavily discussing solar ordinances right now. And one of the things they're discussing is which zones solar projects should be allowed in, like phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 size projects. And they've been talking about disallowing them in pretty large swaths of the town. So if anybody has an opinion on that, I'm on the ordinance committee, and I, be happy to hear what your thoughts are. A lot of them would be essentially not allowed without a special, what's it called?
It's a special use
A
permit.
special use permit.
Mhm.
So in order to put them in there. So, but they've talked about not allowing them in.
It's-
air
It's,
to.
yeah, so only
and-
allowing, I can talk a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
Not allowing, so tier 1 and 2 are very small. They would be, they're like your residential
Mhm.
solar panels on the roof, and then the freestanding units that you can have in your yard. It's tier 3 that can get big. Tier,
Up to 40
yeah,
acres.
yeah,
tier
tier 4 is a whole nother animal that is acres and acres, and that can be dictated to us by the state of New York. It's almost looked at like a utility.
Yeah.
So tier 4 right now, I don't think we really have to worry about, because we don't have the area for it, the mass of land that you need. But so right now, on the table for ordinance is to not allow any projects greater than 8 acres. So basically, and those, anything greater would be in industrial and commercial, so here, and then, well,
There's a little bit of
here,
industrial.
yeah, there's really not a lot, here.
Mhm.
We talked for, gosh, were we there for 2 hours?
Almost.
Yeah, it was 2
I was
hours.
working my other job.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
weren't
actually-
there.
I'm really
Ellen.
kind of glad that I was working my other job after hearing
Yeah.
about this.
So
committee.
it was really good discussion, but I think there was a lot of consensus, at least on the board, on the ordinance committee, that 8 acres is substantial, but not outlandish, and the projects that we have now are about 10 or less acres. So everything on County Road 10, the solar project in the city, they're like 9, 10 acres.
And, yeah,
Monk's Road is
10,
10.
a little over 10.
Yeah, so allowing the big change for us would be to not allow the tier 3s. And those are the big projects that are above 8 acres.
So is the 8 acres just based on what's been previously done? Because I know a lot of solar developers won't even acknowledge 8-acre projects really now.
Right.
They're looking for 10 to 20. Just to
It's
make it-
essentially, do we really strongly discourage more solar development of the town, is what it's coming down to.
Did Ag have any input on it, or?
Ag has looked at it multiple times. I think the intent now is to have Ag look at it again with the changes.
Okay.
And it was tossed around whether it was ready to go to the town board for them to take a look. I don't know, did we decide, were we gonna talk about it again?
I think
I'm
So
so.
we're gonna
anxious to
talk
wait a
about
minute.
it again at the next meeting, the next ordinance meeting. I don't know. After about an hour and a half, I did zone out, but I
It all
don't remember how it
blurs
Just
ended.
kept going.
Yeah. But it was a good discussion.
Yeah, I'm also curious as to how you came up with the 8-acre cutoff, what the basis of that was.
That came from Gary, not Gary. So the planning board has looked at this for probably 6 months. And Bob LaCourse has done a lot of research on it. So that 8 acres came from his recommendation.
Huh. So I mean, it probably, not to second guess them, but probably to Justin's point that this would effectively eliminate any kind of commercial solar.
It really would eliminate any large scale solar. We
Yeah.
did talk a lot about battery storage too.
Yeah.
And that is its own, would need to be its own ordinance.
So I didn't have a chance to go through all the minutes or notes on it, but like, I mean, was there consultation with like the soils for the different areas within AR2 or just?
Right,
limiting-
well,
'cause, like, some of those
no,
are marginal lands
yeah.
or-
Adding a full soil analysis, there's adding provisions for that.
Did we still have it though, where they would just apply for a special use permit? Like it would be denied, except for they would have to get a special use permit if they wanted to try?
We talked about that too.
Okay,
So,
so that's, I mean, that
yeah.
was what my understanding was before. It was like just generally not allowed without a special use.
Yeah,
permit.
that will never change, but
Okay.
whether it really was a lot of discussion about the 8 versus the,
So there's an
8 tier.
opportunity for like a path if they wanted to try to.
Right.
present their case, basically.
yeah. So the question is, do we leave that? Do we leave that opportunity? Do we want to open up that potential?
Because some areas that might be protective of the soils and stuff, they're just the one time and ensure that it's forever vegetated underneath it where
Mhm.
Right.
possibly could get developed.
I know there was talk of keeping the gatekeepers like the Ag Committee and our committee. and
Yes,
stuff like that.
very much involved. Yeah.
And I also had asked, and I think hopefully we'll make sure it's in there, that there not be any allowed in the scenic overview or scenic.
That is
overlay.
absolutely, that was
So
added,
that-
nothing in
yeah.
the scenic view shed. So that eliminates the purple
Yeah.
map.
I mean, honestly, if you can funnel it towards like any brownfields in the area or the industrial sites.
I wish that's what it's trying to do.
Great.
Yeah.
That's what, that's what it is. That's the whole point, is trying to get it in the industrial commercial areas. But it's hard because obviously we don't want to take away, a farm landowner's rights to actually make some money off all of their land. So it's a tough call for sure.
They also talked about blue line streams.
Yes, we did talk about blue line streams and the discrepancy in our ordinance about them, where we define water courses very clearly. But in the stream setback regulations of our zoning ordinance, we basically say a stream is a body of water that's running 6 months out of the year. 6 months or more. And the problem with that is the subjectivity of it. So we want to just take that out, use all of the, where's our, anything that's blue line on a map, DEC, Town of Canandaigua, State of New York, that helps us if that's a stream.
More defendable too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
so
That's-
that
was
was,
figured
thank
out.
you, Kim. Yeah, that's coming out. That's gonna be taken out per the town board. Accepting it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bumping
okay.
up to 150 or.
We didn't talk about setbacks. That's a whole nother probably 2 or 3 meetings. That's, yeah.
I skipped, by the way, I meant to say when talking about referrals from the town board, I just want to make sure everybody knew that the town in a split vote elected to not acquire or not exercise the option to purchase the RSM property. So a couple of our members spoke in favor of that. I wrote a 5-page dissertation on why it was a good idea. But it was a split vote with Jared and myself voting to acquire the property, and Karen and Terry voting against, and we need 3 to move forward with anything with the town board, so.
The effort is appreciated.
Yes,
Yep,
yes, the
and the
effort
property
is
went up
appreciated.
for sale today for something $1 million. So, yeah, so,
Sounds about right.
let's see.
So if a third board member, if a fifth board member technically was there.
Mhm.
There would have been.
Yeah.
Mhm. The sad thing is that I'm pretty sure that the 2021 board and the 2023 board would have approved it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a tough one.
yeah,
But you,
So.
thank you for speaking so
Yes.
well. And
I
Yeah,
thank
we're-
you guys for coming. That meant the world to me. So,
your messaging on how, and you're quoting town documentation, town principles, town policy verbatim sometimes. And the message was loud and clear. Do we stand by our principles or do we not? I think the sticking point was the arbitrary, it just doesn't seem like the seller was doing business in good faith. I think that was a real sticking point.
that was how I wouldn't put that on the seller. That was how we wrote the agreement. I mean, one of my things I want to make sure, if we ever have an option to purchase again, I want to make sure that we have a maximum set for whatever the sale could be. Like it can be the average of 2 estimates, et cetera, and so forth, or 5 estimates, I don't care, but there needs to be a max, especially when you're talking about lake frontage. Because if the town needs to be able to say, we would consider this up to a maximum of X, whatever X may be when that's written, because that's the fault of the last year's town board for not having a max in there, because without that, it made all the discussions more difficult because the number was always, who knows, it's lake frontage.
Well, anything like that, you'd have to have an escalator or something in there too, right? Because moving forward, obviously, it's gonna increase the price. So
Exactly,
10,
that
15
too.
Years down the road,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything.
Well, but when you do the option to purchase, it's usually with a specific, I mean, I don't know how long that
Yeah,
was,
it's
a year and a
usually a fine
half,
limit.
maybe that we had for that.
Or just
So
like
we
in
did.
future projects, if that was
Yeah.
something that was set in stone, like a fixed price.
Oh, yeah. So, but I think there just needs to be a max.
Oh, yeah, because that open figure was very uncomfortable for some folks. And, I thought when it seemed to me Doug Finch really worked hard
Mhm.
to seek out funding. I mean, I was kind of a 9th inning
Mhm.
observer.
Yeah.
And it seems to me, getting the DEC, the possible grant would have been a game changer, would have been, very
The
persuasive.
DEC was all set to, if we purchased the property, I don't know if you're all aware, but the DEC was set that if we had purchased the property, the DEC then would have purchased back from us the basically usable part of the lake frontage for another appraised value, which of course would have taken the appraisal into consideration of what we purchased it for. So they basically, and they would have built a dock with a fishing dock and a kayak launch
Wow.
on it, and maintained that with DEC monies. So that was part of the process too, is the understanding of, we wouldn't have had to have bonded because we had plenty of money in both our open space fund and our CM Parks fund to purchase the property along with, so there were various other funds going in there. And then we would have been reimbursed for, 60% or more probably of what we purchased the property for, and also not had to build the dock. So
This was all present for, I mean, this was all on table or?
we as board members were aware of this for a few months beforehand, but it was finally presented to the public at that meeting. So that was, so that everybody knew what we'd been trying to work with, because,
Put it to the vote to the people, like the last one.
yeah.
Just no time. Just no
Yeah.
time for a referendum.
Grievous missed opportunity.
Kevin Mulvaney gave kind of a balanced assessment, I thought, of the project, talking about it's a zero-sum game. You have only so much money to invest in these things. And he expressed concerns, I think, about access and some other things. So, it's unfortunate, but I can see how people could argue against it. I actually hiked over that way, and it would be I think a formidable task to make it really accessible for the uses that have been mentioned. It would have, but it would have been great to have, but I can see how some folks would probably not really be comfortable with the investment.
I think we have a guest now, so Hello again. I believe she was here
I
before
think,
too.
yeah, I
so-
think she was.
Welcome. Feel free to speak up if you have any questions. All right, so our next thing is our PRC referrals, so which we have now. Kimberly's the fastest girl in the West with finding the stuff on in the development office section of the town website.
So I put it there, right?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, because Kim has been
I was gonna
working diligently.
I still need training on where to find stuff in there, but now Kim knows how to do everything. So. Okay, I have not reviewed this yet because it wasn't up when I had a moment to review. So has anybody had a chance to head out there or check it out or any questions on it?
I just looked at Encore and that. And
Yep.
that's-
So this is on the north side of Foster Road, correct?
Correct.
And I think we said in the PRC, those streams do not extend to the property at all, correct?
They do not. So this was subdivided fairly recently. The two lots, they're both owned by Gerber, the one that we're looking at, and then the one to the east of the barn. I think that with this lot, it's a pretty basic plan. And there's really not a lot of NRI features on that site particularly. When we do see, I think Venenzia is going to bring in a subdivision for the rear of the property. And that's where we're going to get into constraints and natural resource inventory items that are going to be important to look at.
That's a gully up top there, and the way north there, that looks like a stream, that's a gully.
I'm thinking, and I haven't seen even a concept, but in speaking with Rocco, there's probably only gonna be 4, 5 maybe lots that you could.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be on the larger side, but because of, because of the terrain, that's about all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did notice in the, when it was talking about seeding the land, it was talking about, I think for erosion control and stuff, it was talking about using crown veg. So that might not be the best thing.
That's not.
That is
not
invasive in
recommended
some
anymore, no.
states.
Well, y'all can suggest other things. Right?
Winter rye takes hold really fast.
Yeah, it was mixed with that.
Was that in the erosion map?
It was right in this, it might be, it was right in the site plan. I was reading.
The barn is being taken down.
Yes,
It is.
it is, yeah, they're working on that.
Are they gonna move it? They're moving it, right, Pat?
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be dismantled and keep the materials out of there, of course. It's very
Oh.
large.
Stabilized permanent lawn seeding, a mix of cereal rye, is that what? Oh, here it is. Stabilization for steep slopes greater than 3:1 shall include jute mesh blanket and crown vetch seed with perennial ryegrass.
So we can recommend that they take out the vetch.
Okay.
Probably just a generic mix or something.
What's the problem with vetch? Is it just
It's,
overwhelm everything?
yeah, it's non-native and it's invasive. Great.
Beautiful flowers.
True.
Yeah,
That's how they all start.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem. Yeah,
Oh,
it
vetch
is
is-
beautiful stuff and then pretty soon it
Still
shows
got a
up
ferny
everywhere.
It's all over our
Does
fields.
it?
Just like buckthorn, yeah.
So does it grows
It's
fast?
beautiful. Well,
And where's the vetch and forest and buckthorn?
Now, that's a pond and they're clearing like all of the trees, right?
well, like, I don't know, wherever the house is being, I think the house is like going in the middle of the lot, right?
It is.
You can zoom in on it more with the encore.
2/3 back.
Yeah,
Wherever that
almost halfway
dotted line
back.
is, that's your disturbance. That heavy dotted
Mhm.
all around, that's the disturbance.
According to Encore, it's hardwoods, northern hardwoods. I don't know what it is. I didn't make it out there, but
I thought we asked in the PRC for a tree map, didn't we? For what trees were getting removed?
No, we did. Not, I don't know if we did for this one. I thought that was Andrews. Maybe.
I
There
thought it
was
was
some
generally
that did.
brushy, but. You have to.
There must have been like 20 things.
yeah, I had
There
to
was
look up on
a many, I
Encore and
don't
it said
remember.
northern hardwoods, so I. Chance to make out. So could
No,
they?
we did not
So-
for that. Adeline, we did not, not for this one.
Yeah, turn it off.
No.
On the meeting, I'll talk to you later.
So is it possible to move the house slightly closer to the road so you could have like actually leave a little more trees in the back? Because you got the pond right here.
Yeah, I mean, even shifting it forward, the setback would be fine. You have to be 60 feet back from the road, and they're at 83, 84.
I don't know, if it's got, maybe it's there because of the elevation. I
The
don't know.
grade, maybe.
I don't know, that's,
Yeah, it's not.
Because that would leave a little larger tree buffer at the back end.
Mhm.
So it would help keep any runoff from their lawn or anything from going into the pond and
Mhm.
back farther. Yeah.
Species wise.
Yeah.
Gardens or invasives.
It was hard to tell from. Always goes too fast.
I saw trees.
I want to see what crown of
Not on
vegetables
my
is like.
phone. I just looked at it here.
Oh, did you?
It's
Yeah.
it's this stuff. That's those little big trees.
Oh,
From the
yeah.
plan, it looks like the house would be like right in
Oh,
the-
that's pretty.
You never learned anything from.
Where's the pond on the Encore map?
It's off the
Right here.
property.
Ah, okay.
Well retained, because I'm looking at that right, the natural direction of flow is southeast. So looking at this in Encore, it looks like the backyard dips down a little bit and then back up. Is that-
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just yeah, absolutely. It goes down pretty slightly.
About 3-4 feet and then.
Yep.
back up, okay.
Yep.
As long as that doesn't collect water and stay constantly mushy. What's southern exposure?
Well, the roof
but-
drains will tie in. Yep. Here.
Yours? Right.
Mhm. Yep.
Kind of driveway for the barn. or the,
What's that?
access
Things
point
tied in
for
this
the
way.
additional
yeah.
development.
Any other comments or? I can't tell if those are big trees or scrub.
Hard to tell.
There wasn't a height variance in this one, there was there?
It's a ranch home that's gonna
Okay.
go up anyway, so.
What's the variance for?
There is no variance.
There isn't a variance. It's just
No.
building. property, yeah. Okay. Any
Yeah,
other?
that would be my only suggestion, see if they can like
Shift it forward.
just a
forward.
little forward.
And change the veg.
And then use a non-invasive
Mhm.
species.
Okay, cool. Any other thoughts on that?
So just, it's a ranch with a pretty wide, expansive foundation
Yeah.
and basement, so.
I feel like we're gonna get swamped in November because I know how much stuff you've got going on if this is all we have. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the newsletter, I think we can probably skip that since we're good through January. Is everybody good with just moving right past that? Town hall display, do we wanna, anybody have any thoughts about what to add for the October event and the winter exhibit? Yes, we can definitely put one of those in there, but yeah.
I love that, your little
It looked cute.
exhibit. It's very cute.
Crayons and lovely fall foliage.
We will get this up on the digital billboard too. I'll make sure it goes up. Halloween and Amanda went up yesterday on the billboard.
Oh, good.
Yes, so,
It's nice.
Very
that
cute
it's-
flyer, by the way.
yeah, I know, I
Oh,
love
thank you.
this.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. Or make it into a t-shirt.
This would be a great t-shirt.
It would be.
You're right.
Design.
All right. Should we
Okay,
add
so-
t-shirts to the?
Maybe. So we're talking about that in a minute. We're not there yet. So winter exhibit though, any thoughts on what you want for the display? Since I guess, I mean, we're probably gonna change
Did
it.
you do animal tracks?
I
last
did
year?
animal tracks last year. I can do something different. I'll think about it.
Do you want to think about it? Do you want someone else to
Or
come up with
anyone else who
it?
wants to do something is certainly welcome so to do. It's
You know,
just-
Jared did a lot of the displays.
He
at
did?
Orange.
Jared
Mhm.
did- Yeah, he put up a recycling.
Like the
display
teacher in
once.
him probably.
Oh,
Winter twigs.
well, we all have our
Oh,
skill
well.
sets.
Did you do that one already?
Yes, well, if anyone has
I didn't do some
inspiration.
research, but I'm always curious about like what people use to salt sidewalks and like what's best
Oh.
to use for like the winter time. So like keeping people safe, but also not like throwing a bunch of things that is gonna end up in your lawn and like in the watershed eventually. So and deer are gonna eat it too. And
Dogs.
yeah, I mean, and
Dogs,
safe and everything.
It sounds like a really good article.
It could be actually, yeah. That could be like February or something.
We have an opening.
Yeah.
We do have
There-
an
there-
opening.
there we go.
I
Or
volunteers tribute
We
there.
could move the boats to, we could put that in January.
I don't know. I feel like the boats, don't people start buying them and like, there's like, they order them in
What's
like
the boat
January,
show?
February. And there's
Yeah,
the
when
boat
is the boat?
show.
And is it winter?
I think it's in, let me find out. I think it's in January. I feel like I feel like that's like a post-Christmas, come to the boat show, you're bored.
I think February is like the height
A
of.
couple kayaks.
Yeah,
We had a
it
pontoon
is.
boat.
I know,
We had a
right? I
split
think that's when
between
everyone's
our
done with it, but it sort of is. the
Yeah.
height of our-
Oh, yeah.
Is that when you
Unless
guys are
it's-
most busy at Ryan's?
So Ryan's, it's gonna be November, December.
November,
Is that
December.
Oh,
crazy?
before Christmas.
Thanksgiving, Christmas are probably one of our two biggest holidays of this season, and then it sort of slows down.
Mhm.
And then summer is huge.
I bet.
I've been helping JR with a lot of tax stuff recently.
I think it would be very.
You're calling him JR.
I don't like to use like my dad.
I'm not
like
like her.
professionally about it.
Okay, this says, so they didn't have one in 2022.
Oh, are you looking up the boat
Looking
show?
up the boat show.
Oh,
I just did two.
February?
It looks like it.
Okay, yeah, it usually is last week in January, first week in February. It's the prior years, so it's like January 30th kind of thing. So that's why none of us know if it's January or February. So-
That would make sense.
So whatever makes sense to everybody, boat show and
So
salt.
you'd probably
salt
want to make
things.
the boat article before it happens, so that January would probably be nice, because then it'd be up and you can fight it before going, I guess.
Okay, so we'll do salts in February.
Salts in February.
Okay,
I'll definitely need to look into it, but I've always been curious myself.
go for it. Okay, so now we are on to the, everybody has to pay attention now section of the meeting. Which is the ECB October event. So I had been working with, I don't know if everybody got the memo kind of in our last meeting, we were talking about being able to have know what we needed to spend from our budget so that we could be able to give that to you, I believe it was,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
The only thing I think I personally would be spending on is I'm gonna probably have to purchase tabletop compost bins, just because we can't get the big ones in time. We were talking to Caitlin, and she's like, "No,
Okay.
there's a huge backlog on the big ones." So some tabletop ones, and then we have the bio bags, but should I just purchase them and get reimbursed? Is
Do
that
you
the easiest
have
thing to do?
a
I don't have it.
exemption card for
I
sales
don't know,
tax?
no, but
You can
I
get
can
one
probably get
from-
one, so, okay.
So if I would say yes, as long as you have that, because that's always a sticking point,
Okay,
is the sales tax.
A big one, I'm getting a big one for home use. I could bring that in.
Compost
I still owe you
thing,
one, right?
Ben.
You have one, yeah.
Yeah, I have one that I can bring in that I recycled from here, so.
Oh, great.
um,
Yeah, I asked about any here.
yeah.
They're out, so.
yeah,
It's one of the generic black ones you would get from Home Depot with the screw on lid and the little slide up front.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's we're
I'll
gonna,
bring that in for it and have
Yeah.
it there, or if you want to meet up, I can give it to you earlier.
okay. I'm
I
gonna
don't
get
know how
one
much
from,
pine sap's on it from where I stored it, but
that's all right.
So
Get
do you
one,
guys
the,
have
the 250
extra
gallon.
compost? Does anyone
bins
have
for big
compost? So I don't need to
bins.
get it for the seed bombs.
okay. What about the ones
Just
you
lying
put
around.
Yeah,
They want
okay.
to
Yeah,
get
a little
rid of.
expensive.
Compost
is
part of those? Yeah, you had to throw a little bit of like
Gotta check it out.
fertilizer.
Oh, do you? That's right.
And then it's clay the rest of it. So
Do you
They're
need
heavy duty, though, so
to buy
they'll last.
anything?
Yeah.
probably.
So we need, yeah, so
Specifically.
we need that. I'm, if you want to buy it or if you
I
want
have
me
some
to.
links up, but I don't have internet connection, so
just
I
have to
can't really
learn more
send
about
it,
compost.
so.
oh, look behind you.
All right, because I
pallets and
made a
some
Google
chicken
Doc
That's
of
what I
all
have
the
right now.
things that I
Yeah.
was like needed and the ratio that
They're
I
pretty
have.
beat up.
Oh.
They need to be replaced.
Okay.
Does the job.
Cute.
Like my
Mhm.
carbon.
There's ones that are like 20, so they're generally, so the little countertop compost bins are, $22 to $30 basically. I was thinking we could get a certain amount of those and then we can do a raffle or an auction for them or something like that. Caitlin highly recommended that in order for somebody to be in any of our drawings for getting anything, that they write down or we have a laptop available for them to add in an email address
Yes.
so that we can keep track of some emails for that as well. So, but that, so I thought that would be an easy giveaway, some countertop composters. How many do you guys think we should get at, let's call them $30 each? We have about $900 to spend total for the event.
We don't have any of the little green ones in the clerk's office?
No, like
No.
one if they even have one anymore. We have the bio bags, those we have, so
10?
that's what I was
10?
thinking, maybe 10. What do you think?
I wonder how many folks are gonna come to this.
Right, right.
10 of them would be
That's the hard-
$300, so that's a lot of money.
That
so.
is a lot of money. I was
And
gonna
the
say
threshold
5.
may get a Discount too, I'm guessing depending on where you order from.
I'll see what, I'm just looking them up on Amazon for now, but I can see.
We also have an Amazon business account, but I'm wondering if
Do
compost
we know
bins
where we
might
got
not.
the
in
last
there.
ones from? So we can just reorder.
The big ones,
That little cream and green top ones.
I don't know, that's Caitlin was saying that whatever, she was like, all the compost bins that they had been ordering, we're gonna be taking months at this point to be able to get in. So that's why I was just kind of like looking to see.
Mhm.
But I'll have to work with Sarah on Tuesday and see if we can get, whatever the cheapest way is for us. to
Sarah
get
might
something.
have some ideas about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use the same ones and we can kind of get rid of the remaining bags or whatever too at the same time.
Well, I think we always keep the bio bags in stock so
Oh,
that if
okay.
people can request them here too, so that's, so that they're not dumping them, you know what I mean? So, but
Because we have those big handled ones that are meant for bringing in, and then we have the tiny.
the countertop ones, yeah, like that's what I have, so that, I'll show you guys what I have at home, so. And Gary, I apologize, but it's just something like this, it sits on your
Oh, okay.
countertop, that has a little filter in the top.
Yeah.
So,
What are the bio bags you're referring to? I'm thinking of biohazard bags and that's.
no, they're literally called bio bags, they're like a green biodegradable plastic that
Ah,
goes
okay.
inside of a little countertop bin.
They don't really
so.
compost unless it's high heat compost though. So,
Compostable, yeah, neat.
They all go to, what is that reactor? I forgot where it was. When they pick up our stuff here from upcycle.
Okay. I know when we tried to bring compost originally without a bag, it was kind of frowned upon. So, so that's why we keep the little bio bags. Plus it does keep the little bin much less disgusting if you have a bio bag in it. So,
Yeah.
We've been on the deck like
So.
that. It gets grungy in a hurry without one.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. They stop being countertop bins and start being garage bins very quickly.
And the critters will find it if the bio bag's not
Mhm.
tied.
Oh,
Yeah.
Each time we found out one morning, open the sliding door and
Oh, yeah.
my deck's been composted.
I go back and forth on the compost bag, the compost on the countertop and the throw the apple in the forest where the aforementioned bucks and does will find the dead apples. So.
My grandfather would just cut out the milk cart and throw all the green stuff in there, bring it on the field and dump it.
Yeah, that too. That's another thing. So these are expensive milk cartons. So.
He's a compost everywhere.
So back to the question though, maybe 5 then, if it's, because 300 is a lot to spend on.
Yeah, I think
something.
5 is reasonable.
Let's get 5. Or whatever it is, we'll say $150. There's that.
Oh, budget wise.
We'll just call it 150, so. Okay. So we need to spend some money on seeds, right?
So
So,
I'm sharing the Google Doc. So,
Okay.
yes, some compost. So anyone is willing to spare any free compost, or there's like mushroom compost I can get for $4 at Lowe's or something like that for a big bag. And then I need clay powder or clay soil, which you can get at craft stores to help hold them together.
okay.
And then I have a giant mixing tub I can bring and stuff like that for, because I'm sure people are gonna want to get in there with their hands.
Well,
and stuff,
I would-
especially kids.
I would probably purchase the compost just so that I would be a little concerned
Yes,
about us
make
having
sure that it's-
someone's home compost
Yeah.
causing problems.
Right.
Okay,
Oh, with
cool.
allergies.
Yeah.
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 I would just purchase the compost.
Okay,
Be sterile.
I was gonna say my rabbits also make compost themselves, but
They do.
probably don't need that as well.
Mhm.
So, okay. So what, I mean, I don't,
Do you have do you want to send me your list?
I
And then-
just shared the Google
Okay.
Doc and everything, so I
Okay.
need like, to make like 30 bombs and stuff, you just need 1 cup of seeds, 5 cups compost, and 2.5 cups clay. I don't know how many people are gonna be there and
I think
stuff.
30 is probably good.
Yeah, it's not, I don't need a lot, but the thing is like, how many, like, trying to figure out ratios of things, because like, the $4 compost is like a 40-pound bag of compost, so I don't know if I can find it in smaller quantities.
I would assume, I think people will probably
40 pounds would be
over
nothing.
grab versus
Yeah.
under grab on
Right.
things that they're using, especially because you're gonna have a lot of kids probably. So
That's true, we're just
So.
gonna be throwing stuff together.
do you think 30 makes sense, or should we try for 60 if it's a recipe for 30, or what do you
Yeah,
all
I
think?
mean, I feel like the thing that I'm gonna need to buy the most of is probably the seeds, because they're gonna come in smaller
Yeah,
amounts, so, yeah. But
Yeah, I
can get
think
them-
doubling it isn't a bad idea.
Okay, yeah, I mean, they seem to be pretty like stable, like once they've dried out and everything, so I could just keep them around if we want to give them out at some point
Yeah.
in time later.
Should we print out directions on cardstock, or what do you
So
think?
I was gonna get like a little poster board and maybe like say what it is and then like have the directions on there so that we can mix them together. That's what my assumption was gonna be, so that it could be done together, because I thought I was gonna stand at this thing and sort of teach people what they're about and everything. But should I make like little cards or something?
Well, I was just thinking of for them to take with the seed bomb
Oh,
for
how
like,
to
hey,
grow
now
them and
you,
stuff.
I don't know.
You can make them more at home if you.
Right,
Or
or
yeah, with a
recipe,
Like a
yeah.
recipe card.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of the seed places you can borrow that from too, where they have it pre-printed and ready to go.
well, and since we're a town, we might want to have some sort of instruction about not throwing it on private property and things like that, you know what I mean?
I mean, you could try and
Right.
talk
I could just
kids
see
to
somebody
that.
suing the town, you know?
You're so right.
You know?
They said that.
Calls on Monday.
I got milkweed.
There were
growing in
7
my
kids
yard.
throwing these things into my yard. What's going on?
Oh, dear.
So yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, good to
We'll give
know.
little like, we can make little tags that go with your seed bomb. Maybe have little like, I don't know, bio bags. They could put the seed bomb in with a tag. Do not throw this onto private property unless you own it. Please.
Just put the
Be a little
disclaimer
more
at the
subtle
table when
and
they pick
say,
them up.
when you like, put it
Make
on
this at your own
your
pace.
At your
home.
home and throw it on your
Right.
own property.
Yeah.
Find the nicest garden in town and seed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go up and down Howell
Wildflowers.
Street and there you go.
Oh,
Have a party.
geez, I was just on Howell Street today. That is a nice street.
It is a
That
beautiful
is
street.
Gorgeous.
You get to walk there all the
Yeah.
time. Okay, so what do you think
Okay.
your budget might be that you need? Like 150 again, maybe, or
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that much.
no? It's a town and it's kind of a
You had
one-shot
suggested
thing. so-
American Meadows, I think.
Yeah,
for
American
seeds.
Meadows, but even reaching out to Fruition, she does seed bombs down there, and she has a lot of good information
yeah.
on it. Petra. and,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
That's a
She's
great
very
resource.
supportive of a lot of things.
So we could
very
support
nice.
local then and maybe buy from her.
What's it?
That would
Just
be
buy
nice
from
if
If
her.
someone gives me her name.
If it's
they
not-
frustrated. Yeah.
They're right down
Naples,
in
right?
Hickory Bottom down in Naples.
They're just good people to know.
As long as
Yeah.
it's not like incredibly higher price than
Yeah, and they have,
something else.
they'll be able to like synergize too, because they do a lot of events out at their farm, like they have like an upcoming squash thing. where
I
they
will-
have people
I will
harvest the
send you
seeds, and we get to
Petra's
take
email
the
after
pumpkin
this.
and
You, that would
squash
be
and all that.
awesome.
They do a lot of really good heirloom seeds.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about them. What's the name of the company again?
Fruition.
Fruition.
And they do have like, if you wanted to put some money aside for one of, they have seed bombs there too, if you wanted to purchase one as part of a giveaway or something.
Oh, yeah, maybe we could do that.
Maybe
Ask
give the
about that, or
seeds.
maybe she'd be willing to donate one if we're buying
Yeah,
that many
yeah.
seeds.
Gosh,
So-
I should have thought of asking them to come up and set up a table. I know.
I thought we said we were going to, didn't we?
Honestly, I haven't gotten any responses yet back from the people I've asked, so,
It's busy season for them,
Yeah.
too.
yeah, if we want to ask Petra, I can definitely ask. She owes me an article.
You just extort her.
And she's very knowledgeable. She's.
She is.
She
She
is.
is.
Is Matt her husband?
I don't know, husband, partner. I believe.
Okay.
But do we want to
Really
invite
nice.
them?
I mean, why not?
Okay,
Good resource.
Yeah,
I will.
I mean, if we somehow have tight tables, we can put her right next to Megan, with the seed bombs.
She will.
She would probably love it.
She
I'm
probably-
sure.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
sit on that really big compost barrels.
Okay, so
Throw your seed
you've got a
bombs in
soil
there.
and water table, right?
I have
But
a
maybe
display
children
coming
like
from them.
Okay.
Megan cannot come.
Okay.
Yes, it is her son's 16th birthday and she
Aw.
doesn't want to miss it for some reason.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick up her display. It will be about ephemeral pools,
Okay.
Nice.
which is a good topic for us, yes.
Are you gonna do that
I'm
along
going to
with
do-
your?
Yes, I
storage
have
table, so.
fossils and that's good to go. I will be giving out the fossil key things for the kids to take home.
Mhm.
So they'll have it, but I'll have.
Let me know if you need more fossils to give children.
Well, I'm not giving the children fossils. I keep those. You never know whether somebody's going to. Oh, they do walk now and again.
Yes.
Some of my best ones have walked.
Oh.
Oh, yes, well,
I can
it's
give you some-
terribly tempting.
Yeah.
But everything's all.
Well, let me
set.
know,
I
'cause
just
I
did,
have-
Okay, that's wonderful.
Far
I
too
made
many.
Yes, I just did conservation field days.
Hmm.
So all this stuff is together. I do have a couple of displays that are just, the threefold things. One of which is the dead tree display that I did for the display
Yeah.
case. And another one is good bugs.
Oh, I love that.
Because, yes, well, Kim had suggested that some time ago and I had not done it, but then I got half a dozen emails from different people saying, what is this bug? Is it dangerous? So there is a section that says great big bugs that never bite you.
Aw,
Dogs and
good.
flies and those sorts of things that look dangerous. So there will be just those. I will have the, I don't really need anything for the fossils. I'll buy a couple loaves of Wonder Bread. You do, it was good for something. It makes wonderful fossils.
Terrible for your teeth.
Justin,
For our kids.
Justin, I know you have to leave soon. Was there
Yeah,
one you were
so
working
I'm
on?
trying to get updated information, but basically it'll just be contained to like a little display area either attached on to some of the native stuff.
Okay,
I have some old pamphlets. I'm trying to get some newer ones.
okay.
kind of
Regarding-
covering the topic of, what not to put in your garden.
Oh,
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Stuff that's more native as opposed to non-natives, and these are older, but like they give a nice don't plant, do plant. So I know a lot of these are able, one's from Monroe County, one, I forgot what this is actually from prison, so they probably should have an updated one. I don't know if they still hand out stuff, but I need to check.
I don't know.
Because DEC had another one, I don't know where that one.
Download, yeah.
So there might be some
ask them.
printing or something.
Hi, Ray.
Hello,
Are you history team?
this is not the,
If you walk in here, you gotta bounce.
They-
my foot stuff.
So watch if you cross the line.
They might be upstairs, Ray. I think they're upstairs.
Are they?
If the door will be locked, so take the elevator up.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks. I forget if that's history or who that is today.
Yeah, and I just
remember
have,
that.
yeah, they're older. I mean, they're still
Yeah.
relevant, but there's
Yep.
newer stuff
So
on them.
there's cemetery
So,
history.
so yeah, I mean, these will be on kind of display and hopefully some handouts of these, but I don't know how much I'll have to print right now or if I can just get some of these.
Okay.
If you need printing, let me know, because
Okay.
we can do it here.
Okay.
So you don't have to do you don't.
Possibly expand them out so they're larger
Yes.
for
Yep,
display.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, so I don't anticipate much cost, if anything. We might have a plant that I might bring in if you want to raffle that off, but I don't know. That's not really native, so just some aronias and some leftover.
I can make some spider plants in about 2 seconds.
Oh, give us some
Give
babies,
those
spider
away.
This is covered in most.
My son brought one home from his gardening club class in middle school, and now I'm
You
like,
still
"Ah."
The lines in the office are completely covered in spiders.
Christmas cactus is mine.
I think you might be upstairs.
Oh,
I
is
think-
this from, oh, she said, okay. Oh, no.
Sorry.
Just take the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just take the elevator. Here, I'm gonna put that open.
I probably have some young seedlings I could bring in.
Yeah, I think I have a
A
couple
lot of
service
stuff.
berries, but like they were clearance items. but-
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know if that's. Or if I didn't know if we were gonna end up with one of the native folks here, if they would have something we
I
could purchase off of
I
the.
hope they eventually say yes.
That'd be a nice little giveaway. And then we discussed it, if you're okay, time
Yeah.
to transplant this stuff too.
So you don't need an extra table, you just wanna kind of hang out
No, I was gonna
with the
kinda
dead trees
share
maybe, or
Or
the
that, like a native
compost.
section or something like that, or wherever.
dead trees and compost, either one of us will take.
Circle of life. Yeah.
Okay, what other tables am I
Sure, your
missing?
invasives in the compost.
Are
for the
we
healthy
gonna
place.
get annuals?
Supposed to be.
Okay.
How would that be? I thought
Yep.
maybe I'd go
Yeah.
see.
I think that's a great
I'm gonna go
idea.
visit Charlie and
Yep.
see what he's got on sale and
Monday's
maybe he
meeting,
can let me print off some
Dennis
coupons for like
and
Okay.
Dennis,
a
Oh,
period
yeah.
of time where he'd give.
native
Oh, this is amazing.
Discount.
How much
Yeah.
longer are they open for?
I think they sell
So
Christmas
to
trees.
help-
Oh, yeah, they
go
they
through
close it
winter.
in
But
New
I'll go
Year's,
maybe
that's
over the
right.
weekend and talk to him.
Okay,
Yeah, they usually have a lot of good discounts.
Maybe
on
make a.
trees.
and trees, yeah, they do a lot of tree
That's good.
discounts.
That's good.
So we'll see what he'll do.
Okay,
Just throw something together. We'll bring some-
I'm gonna just, can you leave this for a minute? I'm gonna,
Yep, yep.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna make
They,
sure that
they did all the
Mhm.
trees up at Miller Park, right, too, and they're good about replacing them as well.
It was, I think it's within a year, I think is the typical thing on a tree or a shrubbery that's.
Perfect.
Sometimes they just don't make it.
Right. I usually don't make it just a little after a year.
That's why I order 100 every year.
Yeah.
Get out there and just put them in the ground like the squirrels.
There you go.
What else do we need? to
How
talk
about Maggie?
about?
Should we invite her or?
Yeah, let's
somebody to
invite- let's
represent her?
ask
This,
her.
this
Yeah, this is
book,
amazing.
I think folks would be interested in that.
Oh, see, I'm going right to the end, see how it ends.
Yeah, if she
I-
wants to come, she could always do signing and stuff.
Maybe she could bring
too.
Tippy.
Oh, yeah, book signing with
She would
Tippy.
go. Yeah, maybe
That's
she
cool.
could. We'll talk to her about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. People like book signings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you, that's right. the
And
book. Did
dogs.
you want another?
And
table for
dogs.
that, or
A
Possibly
book
more
signing
foot
and a dog.
free dogs?
Together.
Wow, that'll
We'll
bring
see.
people
We're gonna give away puppies at the.
Yeah.
in. Okay.
traffic. Barn cats, that's what you need.
Oh,
feral
cats.
2 birds, 1 stone.
You're at the composting table, right,
Yes, I
Eric?
am.
Okay, so you've got that covered.
Well, I'm gonna learn everything there is to learn
Okay.
about composting in 2.5 weeks.
It'll be fresh in
Alright.
your mind then.
It'll be good.
Well, maybe I'll set up there. then
Is there
I'll-
such a thing as
I'll
fresh
share with
compost?
you.
Fragrant.
Fragrant
What are
compost.
we doing for snacks?
Yes, so we need a snack table, that's right. How, do you wanna buy stuff
I
that
have one
day?
table with my
Okay,
compost bin.
because you've got a card, right?
I will use Jean's card.
Okay.
Yep.
I would,
Should
I
I-
mean,
are
I
we
can if
doing
you want, but
fall?
I think that's, what did we
Like
say? We were gonna do cider
Cider,
and like donut holes.
donut holes.
Maybe we should get like some coffee filters or something for them to put the donut holes in, so that we're
Yeah,
not
so
wasting
they're not.
plates.
Right,
Mhm.
Do we have, can we steal them from here, you think?
Or go to India.
We use coffee
Probably
filters?
have them on napkins for donut holes.
Oh, we were just gonna do coffee filters. They hold in this, the stuff better.
Sure.
And they're biodegradable. That's what we do for a lot of stuff for the clays and stuff.
Cider,
Think we have coffee
cups.
filters?
I will look, but I can get
Okay.
them. Donut holes.
And I don't know how much of that to get, but
I'll figure it out.
I have to.
Well, we just get it.
you can just buy
When
them.
it's out,
Wegmans,
it's
too,
out.
So you got it all there. Okay, so we have, I thought we had 12 tables last time. Right now I'm showing a compost table, a seed bombs table, a soil and water display, and make a fossil table, which could be 2, I guess. A dead tree display, good bugs and invasive species, and a perennials table and a snack table. I feel like I'm missing something.
Do we have, other?
Egg,
boards
oh, the
or-
tree committee
okay.
and ag, but they never got back to me. I asked them again.
Okay.
Mhm.
Tree team's going to step up. Dennis and Dan want to do a table on identifying backyard, front yard trees.
Okay.
Mainly native trees, but because a lot of folks have moved into a property and they have no idea what they have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So they're putting something together.
Okay, so
I
there'll be a
love that.
tree ID
Tree
table.
table.
Okay.
Did conservation easement, did they want any?
They did not.
They did
Okay.
not, okay. Do they have a brochure or something? Weren't they working on a brochure with conservation easement? No?
Not, they don't have one.
Okay, it's not ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gary, did you have a table or something? that you wanted-
I'm actually on call that weekend, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be available. Happy to help beforehand, but I will follow up with the NYSERDA Clean Energy Community folks who expressed interest in having a display. And I'll let you know. Hopefully, I think that would be good to have them present.
Mhm.
Yes.
We could maybe have somebody who would know more about our CCA thing that we're working on too. We could put them at that table too.
Do we know enough?
I don't know. I mean,
That's
it's
what I
really
was wondering.
confusing,
It's
but
very
that's
confusing.
that's gonna be something that's gonna be a big public, trying to inform people of
What's
how the
CCA?
the community choice
aggregate.
aggregation.
Yeah.
That's gonna be incredibly confusing for people.
And then the
Um,
two-
It's
two-
incredibly confusing for me, so,
It's very confusing. And then
Um,
two entities just backed out of it.
yeah.
So maybe
Seems-
we don't.
It seems like
yet.
it's almost not like ready for public consumption right now
right.
on CCA stuff. But
This is the history group one.
did anybody talk to them?
I don't know if I didn't reach out to them.
I can't remember who I emailed.
Did you ask history?
I don't
They're the
remember.
ones upstairs. I think,
Yeah, I
right
know.
now.
We can just run
We'll just
right up
come,
and
we'll all
ask
come
them,
after this and be
yeah.
like, hi, what are you doing on October 22nd?
Oh, you just tell them they got tables up
I
there
imagine
for-
we could join the meeting.
Very good. Let's join in and be like, hello. Just scare the crap out of them. We could ask them. We can, if you want to.
Or the cemetery committee. They might. It's loosely connected.
It's, yes, the cemetery committee is kind of loosely connected with tree committee
Right.
and with the history committee.
Right.
Yes.
They'll get them some way somehow, I'm sure.
Mhm.
So what time will we be setting up, starting like 9?
What kind? Yeah.
So, most of it, so the tables and things will get set up by the Parks Committee, yay. But what time do you all think we should be there? I mean, I'm thinking I should also buy tablecloths, probably, because I don't think we have, right? We're not gonna have
We can get some, let's get some fall
Yeah.
ones, some nice.
nice.
Well, not
Is it
nice,
okay
but
with me
flat.
getting plastic tablecloths? Like, I hate to create more waste. I mean, obviously, I think we need
brown
plastic ones for
paper.
the fossil.
Why don't
and
we do the
seed
brown
bomb.
paper?
Brown
And then
paper,
we could
okay.
do plastic for you over,
Recycled brown
because you'll need it.
Well, I was thinking of
Throw
mixing
it in your
everything.
bin
I'm
when
gonna
you're
bring
done.
like a low,
Bowl.
not a bowl, but like one of those tubs that
Yep.
you can get. That's what I was thinking of using, because I have one of those for just, I have a lot of houseplants, so I use that for repotting stuff,
Okay.
so keeps the mess somewhat contained.
Mhm. I
There's
can,
kids.
I'll add the paper to my list.
You're gonna do tablecloths?
Yeah,
Okay. I was
brown
just
Reach out to
thinking-
the Cornell Cooperative Extension, see if they have materials like.
And right, I would get 8 or 10.
Well, if I
Definitely have
you
8
just get a
tables.
roll of the brown paper.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Probably like
Okay,
what,
good.
those types of, like,
If you know what, if you can't, let me know if you can, because my husband brought butcher paper, they thought it was gonna be just a little bit.
What's the brush?
And it's
Rest of
like,
the whole-
it's a roll that's this wide and about.
Maybe that's what we need.
I might just
Maybe we'll
bring
take it
it.
off your hands.
I mean, you can use it for mulching, or-
If it's okay with the house.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. He's using it for smoking stuff, but he really
Oh,
only
like-
wanted like a little bit.
It's like for low.
I
Butcher
could
paper.
carpet
oil
my house,
outside. Where did he buy it?
online somewhere. It was one of those you couldn't tell what he had. So it's apparently very affordable. If you thought it was like, 5 yards of it, and he
Right.
got literally like,
That's
I mean, I don't know,
crazy.
100 yards maybe. but It's ridiculous. So,
I'm
Okay.
gonna say mine, I'm gonna err on the side of caution and say 125.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't think I need
So,
both.
well, we could spend some more money though, because we've got $900 left for the year. I'm only planning to spend like 150. You're only planning to spend 125. You're probably gonna spend 75.
Maybe I would say
$100.
100 max.
So,
That'd be nice too.
Yeah.
along with-
It's
Coffee.
Because it is morning.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I'd say we should
You have
allocate
decent
some
tea.
more, I guess, if we get back from Maze, like some smaller shrubs for like give outs or just.
Oh, I
like-
know.
Well, we still got probably $400 we could spend, and.
And that's this, I mean,
That's
so we're
this
not
month.
eating
Unless we
into
wanna plant
our.
a tree somewhere
Right.
from our group, like a decent tree.
Yeah, I mean, that's, we, that, too, but we
The
spent, I think we spent about
leftovers.
250 on that last time, so,
Yeah, we can
So-
always do that afterwards.
yeah, with whatever we have left, but I'm just saying,
What
if,
happens to our budget if it doesn't get used up?
well,
goes away.
it kind
So
of,
can we
but,
just buy a tree from the town?
oh, yeah, we'll do something.
We'll make sure we don't have any left. We'll have to.
We can look and see what it is in
watch
here
that.
somewhere, I don't know, you could probably find it quicker than I can.
For some reason I thought it was 600, but
I don't know, that would make sense if we did that.
Will any kind of copying that you do come out of that budget?
no.
I don't think, it's not by department.
Okay, I will take a look at how many.
Yeah, any
processes
copying
I
anybody
still have left.
Same with
Because
your
I sent a
printing
bunch
of your cards or whatever for recipe
Yeah,
cards.
because we have
so.
card stock, we have printers. If not, we have an account at Quick Print.
Do you, I mean, does anybody foresee needing some help with like, I don't know if you need help like cutting cards or something like that, or, any sort of assembly work or something like that?
No, I haven't.
Well, I think we're applying for about 60, we were saying, maybe
Yeah.
50 or 50, 60, something. I mean, if we have some extra, it's not like they're gonna go to waste either. but-
You can always take them if you run
What
out of
time
material.
can we come
Sure, they
to-
can
So
just-
What do you
having
all
enough
think?
extra-
Can everybody be there, first of all? Well, Gary, you already mentioned Europe, maybe, so. It starts at 10, the tables should be there, so it'll just be kind of getting maybe 9:15.
Nine.
Yeah,
Nine's
nine.
good, I
So,
think.
okay.
Mine's, yeah, 9 o'clock is fine.
And can we all be there for the duration, or?
Yeah.
I asked for the whole day off, so.
Well, yeah, my son has a soccer tournament, so I'm not sure how long I can be there.
Okay.
Oh, I'm also moving, but whatever, that's fine.
That's fun.
You need a compost bin.
I do, yes, but I'll be there for some of it. I'll be there definitely by 9 or before if we need
That's
to be
Are
there.
we gonna maybe get waters?
Not going there.
I mean, you mean for people or for us?
For people. Like, will
I
you
don't
get
know.
anything?
I don't think we should give, okay, so I hate to say it this way, but I
You
don't think we should give
go
away
there?
pre-bottled plastic
Plastic,
water
Yeah.
bottles.
Oh, right, that's not,
You know what I mean?
I get you.
They can put their snout in the rain barrel,
Mhm.
just guzzle.
Well, there might be a drinking fountain in that part. I know there is in the other part of the building, so, but we're gonna need somebody to be kind of, we'll need somebody outside over near the transfer
That's
station.
what I was gonna
Which
ask.
might be me being like, come on over, environmental fair, just right around this, drive right around here. And we'll need somebody to kind of help with maybe encouraging how to park. When we get there, you know what, maybe can we kind of take a little field trip over there when we're done here, anybody who's still here? Because we are gonna need to start the parking so that people know where to park and, you know, kind of park correctly for them, so that they're not.
Oh, in
filling
the
up.
way of the.
Yeah, so
the
I,
flow.
yeah, so I had asked Jim if we had a little sprayer that we could just spray on the ground for the day, and we don't actually have a little sprayer, so
I guess we could use cones or something if we needed to. I
who
don't know.
knows, but I think, I think I think the best thing is when we all get there, that we park our cars with lots of spaces between us, kind of in the way that we want them to be, and then people will just
Fill in
park,
between.
you know, fill in between
That's a
our
good idea.
cars. That's kind of what I've done at Outhouse Park before.
you?
When I wanted to do the parallel parking on the opposite side, you know, so.
You started it.
So, but yeah, I think so if we can all, I believe what we probably want to do is just park. I don't know if you guys are aware of how it is over there, but it's kind of like,
Everyone follows them.
you know, there's an entrance to, like, if the transfer station's over on this side, there's the building, there's this big building here, right? And there's like a little door here, and then a bigger door here, and another door over here. And then this is how, when you're coming out of the transfer station, you're driving back out to go to the main entrance, you're kind of driving through here. So we could have people parking straight in like this across the way there, I think is probably what Jim's gonna want us to do, so that, and then they're gonna go in, we'll probably just prop the door open or
Should be
open
nice
it up,
enough
and they'll
for
come in and out through here. And we're kind of in this main area here, and then this is the workshop over here, so, and we're gonna try and keep everything on that side. There's like a staircase over here, and this is where all the plow trucks are and everything, so in the event that there's a need for salting, we need
Oh,
to stay out
God.
of there.
Let's hope not.
Please, no.
So, but I
That's
think
too
so if we
early.
could just maybe park our cars over here like this and just leave lots of space between them so that they figure it out.
Since they're gonna be parking over behind the gas island on the other side.
The
Kind of
gas
in the
island's
middle-
like
middle
over
of the
here.
area.
Okay, so the gas island will be over here. This is the big, huge building that we all just built. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the middle section is where we want to be. So
I gotta scoot, sorry.
thanks,
Okay.
Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
Do we feel like we're ready? I mean, do you know what you need to know?
I
for
know
monetary
everything. Yep.
things?
Yep.
Is there something, did I ask you? I forget, Kimberly. I didn't
no.
ask you. Sorry.
I've
I
got
don't have anything
cut out
specific
football, too.
planned yet.
Okay.
But I think what I'll do is if we have some empty tables, because we don't know if some people are gonna show up or not yet. I do have quite a road show from, I did it a number of years for the fourth grade, Canandaigua fourth grade. I did all about plants you can forage and so there's an
okay.
activity where they have to like see if they'd survive or die, picking out like little cards. And all they have to do is flip it over to see if it's like edible or not. So,
Okay.
you look at the picture and it's like, oh, those white berries, they look so yummy. Oh, wait, they're poison ivy. So,
Yeah.
you know, that sort of thing. So,
Poison ivy has berries?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Of course they do.
It's good
How
bird
else would they
food.
plant, you know? Yeah, birds eat them and they spread them all over the place.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I don't get a poison ivy reaction, so I don't really pay attention to poison ivy.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
used to not. It's one of those things that builds up in you after a while.
Yeah.
After repeated exposures, you
Mm.
can get very sensitive to it.
Okay.
Hooray.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so.
So
I
you'd
can-
like
I
a
can
table for
wing
that?
it
essentially.
Depending upon what we have open or not.
Okay,
So
so
I
we'll,
can fill in. if
we'll
we-
plan for 10 to 12 tables then, because I've got definitely at least 9 and we can spread them out a little. It'd be nice to give you a little more room for the fossil and the seed bomb, I think, so.
Yes.
So
And if you have fossils to.
I will
That
bring
would
that.
be- I would really enjoy that.
I have.
Bring your
fossil
own- what did you
loading
say?
Plates, if you like.
Well, in general.
I
like
think
to
I'm
do
definitely
some
gonna
Bring
bread.
some lunch for yourself,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I mean, we can
Yes.
order our pizza or
That's
something
great,
too, if you
yeah.
want, and then, not compost or properly dispose of the pizza box from the pizza, but she was just asking if we should bring food to feed
That's
ourselves since
like-
it's going over lunch, so we probably should, so, or we can order pizza ourselves or something, so,
Coffee.
but
I'm always conscious
How
of
are we
what's, I mean,
publicizing
always.
this? Is it? do we-
that's the final question here. So obviously we can put these up here. We're gonna put it on, I don't know if you're aware, but the town gets there's the new digital billboards in town. This is gonna go on the digital billboards in town.
Yeah.
Good.
And obviously, since I have no environmental knowledge, will post myself somewhere outside to encourage people in. But one thing we might want to spend some money on is just a sign that says environmental fair, today. Without any more detail on it, because I don't
Public
want to,
welcome.
yeah.
Free, whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to make it something we can't use again if we buy a sign. So, but it'd be nice. It would be nice if we could get something up here when people are coming in too. Yeah. Does
Or the
anybody have?
push-in ones.
Does anyone have? Yeah. Well, I do have if I could get some. I could get something laminated. Hang on, I'll figure that out.
Are there Facebook groups for Canandaigua or other online media?
Canandaigua Chronicles.
Yeah.
That's
So
a Facebook page.
Could we send,
And
could
the
we,
town
could
has
we,
that.
Right?
could we send this?
The town
to
has
post
its
this digitally?
yeah,
Maybe.
I can Facebook a size. I don't know if we.
I can make other
Instagram too.
graphics that might work better for.
Yeah, I tend to cheat with my Facebook things and literally take pictures of things like this and then post them from my camera. That's what I tend to do. This is just easier.
Oh.
Maybe I'll hang one of
but-
Donna's tomorrow when I pop in for Americana.
Good idea, but I can do that, or if you want to do that, or I mean, I'm on Canandaigua Together, Canandaigua Connected. I've hung my hat in Cheshire.
Yeah, I did add it to the Upstate Gardeners Journal catalog or calendar. I can't speak, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
But I did add the event to that, so it is there.
Okay,
So it's in their print and online calendar.
okay. Any other places people can think of that we can do?
I'll put it in Ryan's.
Of course,
Yes.
have to put it in Ryan's.
And we can print more calendars here.
Yeah, I can bring this to maybe someone else, but I'm going to be out of town for the next couple of days for a funeral. So if somebody could bring one of these to Wood Library, they have a really useful board there too.
Drop by.
Do you want an extra one here?
I'll take two.
Yeah, you can have some. And let's see.
Let's see, there's
Yeah, you can get them at Tops and Wagons, but it's like a 1 month
FLCC.
process to get them in there. Half the time it's like not a bad idea either.
Well, they have a lot of environmental students.
Mhm.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
Program.
Does anybody know any of the teachers? We could at least let them know too. But I mean, for me, I don't know about the rest of you, the people I'm really hoping come to this are the people like me who are kind of clueless about this stuff and not coming to have a big party with their environmental friends, like I'm hoping that we get somebody who threw away garbage and their kid was like, there's seed bombs over there. I want to make my own fossil, and their parents are like, fine, like that's who I'm hoping we're gonna start attracting. with
I
this
see a
stuff.
lot of dogs and cars
Mhm.
when I'm dropping off garbage, not many kids.
Yeah, actually,
That's true.
Exactly what my dad does.
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of guys.
Does happen, yeah. Which reminds me, I have to buy some dog biscuits.
You can get them that way too.
Well, that's as a political person, dog biscuits work out very well with them, so. They start conversations. Okay, so I will get the compost bins. I'm gonna get a sign that we can get out here. bring you some fossils. I'll make sure the tables are set up. We're all getting there at 9. Any other things for the good of the order? I don't know what we've got on
Do
here.
we- For the raffle,
Yeah.
do we just want like little paper chips?
No, we're gonna have them sign up somehow with an email and a
We could
phone
do
number.
Google form.
Yeah.
I sent it to everybody via email.
Do we want to do we have a laptop that's that we can have come
We
over
can
there?
do with their smart. We could have like a little QR. We could have a few paper things if they really don't have.
Thank you.
A quick.
Yes, thank you.
Do you want to make a form for me?
Certainly read it. Thank you.
That would be great if you can do that. And then that'll be,
Make it even more rubric-y.
we can put that when they come in if they want to and say, hey, we're raffling off some compost bins. What else we're raffling off? Maybe a seed bomb. And
some
compost
perennials.
bins and perennials.
We were to start in public.
Like some mums or something nice.
I have
Kind of
some,
post mown time there.
So we've got sunflowers and rudbeckia, things like that. We'll see what he's got.
I have a American chestnut, Chinese chestnut hybrid. I started to mow from seed. I've got like,
It's got a bunch of
What is
seeds.
that? I don't know what the
Uh,
chestnut tree?
American chestnut.
They're
It's,
beautiful.
Oh.
yeah.
Is that
they're
the ones
mostly
that-
gone from blight? So
Oh.
that's why I have a hybrid,
Mm.
because the Chinese chestnut isn't, so it's not exactly native, but
Mhm.
It's close.
Close enough.
it is
As
close.
close as you can get, you know.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
maybe
pretty
just-
cool.
I can bring in some seedlings to give away.
Is it showing any signs of the blight at all, or is it
Oh.
still pretty young?
Oh, they're young.
Okay.
I started them from seed just this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So are they supposed to be more seed or more blight resistant or completely?
Yeah, it's a Dunstan chestnut is what they call it. And what it was is they found an American chestnut, this is like 50 years ago, that was reasonably resistant. And then they crossed it with a Chinese chestnut, and then they crossed it back to the American chestnut again.
Trying
So
to get
it's-
as much American DNA
Yeah,
into it as
yeah.
I can, yeah.
So it's called the Duncans,
Dunstan.
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 And about another month, you can buy the seeds. They sell actually pretty quickly.
Sure.
But,
Is that DUNSTON?
AN, I believe.
Looks like we lost Gary.
Yeah, we did a little while ago. And, yeah, you keep them in moist, in the fridge in a plastic bag with holes in it. And keep them in there for about 3 months, and then they start to sprout, and then you can like, start planting.
Oh, cool.
They need. I should tell you, I'm going to be gone a great deal next week. I will be back in time for this,
Okay, great.
except
Thank you.
my sister, my barely older sister has had a stroke in Kansas, and she's not doing well, so I am going to run down
Sorry.
probably Monday or Tuesday and stay a while. But
Are you driving?
oh, I always do. Yeah, it's only 18 hours. That's fine.
I'm driving to North Carolina tomorrow. It's 12 hours and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I have to do
Oh, I'm
this.
driving to Philly tomorrow. Okay, right.
You're driving to Philadelphia tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And back. You're not sleeping over, of course.
I may. Depends. I don't mind it at all. I mean, it's fine. I can deal.
Be
They
careful.
pick up now and I'm not underneath the wheels of the tractor trailers and which feels much better. The only reason I would not be back is if she might die while I was there. But in that case, my granddaughter does know where everything is and it's all ready to go.
Okay.
So everything would be pretty much all set except for the actual hands-on stuff, fossils, so.
I can figure out how to push fossils into Wonder Bread.
Oh, well, see, I start out with the slice of bread that just has my bacteria from my hand on
Mhm.
it. Because most of the lower layers had nothing much, so you
Mhm.
can see it with laser saws.
Yeah.
And then I have a grape jellyfish, you know,
Uh-huh.
because those squash. And it's, you know, you just do the layers and it's.
You have a grape jelly as a fish? What do you do?
Well, because the first animals had no backbone and no
Backbones.
shell.
So wait, so do
instead-
you put a piece of bread down, you push your hand on it, and then what do you
and-
do?
And then we talk about what is their bacteria, you
Yeah.
know, and then I put another layer because the soil has washed in
Yes.
from on land. And the first animals had no backbone. We still have,
Mm-hmm.
they're jellyfish, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So instead, since we don't have 400 million years to wait, we do a great jellyfish and it's the next. So the next thing is a clam type of animal, which is actually an athletic pin, you know, my granddaughter from her hockey days. And that goes in and you get layers and then she put, you know, something heavy on the top. I have a petrified mud ball, but it's not a fossil, which is also, you know, worthy of speaking about because it has never been alive, so it is not a fossil. It is just a mud ball. Like I got some more, you know.
And then
And it weights it down and squishes, and then you take it apart. You know, it's how
And
do you
you
know
see what
which
was
is
in
the
there.
oldest?
Mhm.
Well,
Like the
it's what's
layers.
on the bottom, or what if there's an earthquake? How do you tell?
Yeah.
You know, and you can tell the age of the layer from either the soils or from the fossils you find in it. You know, you use either of them to date it.
do you have like a layer where there was like a big bang? Or
Well,
like a
in general, you know, we
like
go up to things.
some
that
form of
have
like
the insects,
extinction
you know, I
event.
have a plastic grasshopper, you know, we use a yarn worm.
We can bring in like a blowtorch for the
Oh, it's-
extinction event
It's just
month
fun,
or
you
something
know,
like that.
it's just
Sounds
fun.
really
It's-
nice.
Or you have pre-toasted layer or something like that.
Well, you might find toast in some of them. But it's, you know, it's really a fun thing to do. The kids love it.
Oh, the
when you
kids will
squish it.
love that.
Do you want us to buy the Wonder Bread too for you?
2 loaves of Wonder Bread, no
Are you
way.
sure?
Are you
Okay.
kidding? No, I always buy it. It's just, and then
Okay.
I've got it on me and on.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. The dog eats some of it when I take it home. but, No,
Compost the rest
yes.
with the jelly.
well.
How many times are you going to be showcasing this fabulous thing?
Well, it just depends on if kids come or if
Mhm.
not. And, you know, I
It'll
give
be
them
interesting if you
a
do.
baggie of fossils to take out of the baggie and match to a fossil key after we've talked about, you know.
Mhm.
And there's pictures and whatnot.
That reminds
It
me, you
is a
should send
fun
something to the
game.
school
It's
about
really-
it.
Really fun to do.
Yeah, kids love that stuff.
Yeah, you know, and we use the bread because you get the impressions
Yeah.
and, you know, the thing about the clam is the pin is that the top is round, but the bottom has a pin on it. So how does the scientist know this is the same animal if one impression is perfectly round and the other one has a foot? Well, this is why they have to look at so many samples, you know, why they have to keep looking and, you know, all of that, which is part of the whole scientific thing, you know. But it is fun and they love the jellyfish. It's we had blackberry jellyfish for field days. But
All right, are we good with that? Can we close and we'll just keep hanging out if we want to? I mean, there's obviously, how's everybody doing on their training? Are we all got most of our training fulfilled? Because we're getting close to the end of the year, so.
I'm
I
going
think
to,
we're
was
okay.
it the Del Largo up in Waterloo?
Delaga, oh, you're good at that.
That
Oh,
big day long, taking the
good.
watershed track.
Mhm.
I think that's good
Nice.
for several hours.
Should be good for
Yes.
the rest of your
Was that
life,
the one,
yeah.
like, that you
I
had
just went to the planning and
pay
zoning
for, though?
Yeah.
in your
It is,
kitchen. I just
okay.
did that. Kim did
Yep.
that too.
Yeah,
Plus, I
Great.
think I had points from earlier this year.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
think I'm
okay.
well past.
I
I'm
saw
sure
New
you
York
are, yeah.
Kitchen and thought, I
Overdone.
want to go to that. It was
Who's
interesting.
keeping track of the hours? Are you
Shauna
doing
does,
that, or
yeah.
Shauna does?
We tell
Okay,
Shauna.
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah, I've got the certificate from that
Yeah,
too. I
yeah.
haven't given it to her.
You definitely need more training. You can't possibly serve on the county. I'm gonna come after you if you don't have 4 hours of training this year yet.
Well, I only got 2 hours at New York Kitchen. I had to go play for.
You of all people, I think you're good.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I should tattoo my name on my forearm, so when I get too stupid to remember, I can just read it.
Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I
Yes.
say yes.
And
Sure.
I'll agree.
Yes.
All right, cool. Thank you. Now you can
Aye.
finally turn off the tape.
I know, yeah.